Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Now, we all know that the WBC do a lot of good in boxing, most notably with the clean boxing program. While it's not perfect and they do bend their rules to suit at times, but at least they are making somewhat of an effort, which is more than, of what I'm seeing, more than what the other sanctioned bodies are doing. So we do have to give the WBC and Mauricio Suleiman that bit of credit. But the thing is, I mean, when Dillian Whyte was having like these issues with UKAD, it's a case of the WBC were very, very quick to suspend his interim world heavyweight title and his mandatory position until all things were resolved. Even though the WBC do use VADA, and even though Dillian Whyte passed all VADA, they still took the action to suspend Dillian Whyte's status. So by doing that, first of all, that does show that they don't have full confidence in VADA, which is a bit of a negative toward them, right? But also, they actually replaced Dillian Whyte with Tyson Fury as mandatory. Tyson Fury, who has never even fought a final eliminator to become a mandatory. Tyson Fury, who's never once paid not even one sanctioning fee toward the WBC. Tyson Fury, who, when the rematch was initially ordered, told the WBC to go stick it up the backside. When the WBC ordered Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury for the mandatory position, it was Tyson Fury who said, okay, put the diamond belt on the line. WBC said, okay. Then Tyson Fury, guess what he done? He said, you know what, stick it up your backside again. So Tyson Fury is quite clearly putting himself above the WBC. But we know why the WBC replaced Dillian Whyte with the mandatory position with Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury against Wilder, which of course is going to be happening February 22nd by all accounts, that means from that point on, Wilder doesn't have to face another mandatory for another year. In other words, they're keeping as much distance as they can for Wilder and Dillian Whyte. That's why they're doing it. Now, all that bit aside, okay, they were very, very quick to suspend Dillian Whyte's position and what have you. But my question to the WBC is right now, which is 4 days ago, UKAD cleared Dillian Whyte of any wrongdoing, dropped all charges, even said that the sample was contaminated. And it was that low as well. But here's the thing. They were very, very quick to suspend his status. But now, 4 days later, after UKAD officially released that statement, we're still fucking waiting. Why are we waiting, WBC? I don't understand. I don't understand why we're still waiting. Are you still waiting for the nod of approval from the PBC and Deontay Wilder as to whether or not you can or cannot put Dillian Whyte's status back in line? Why are we still waiting? Why is it that complicated? It isn't complicated. It's very, very simple. Come out with a goddamn statement and say, right, first of all, we do apologise for prematurely suspending Dillian Whyte's status, because as a result of that, plenty of people seen what we done, as in WBC, and jumped on the bandwagon of destroying the credibility of Dillian Whyte by presuming him guilty because of what you've done. That's the first one. Second of all, you need to be apologising for replacing Dillian Whyte with a guy who has told the WBC to go fuck themselves on a couple of occasions right now. I'm lineal champion. You don't tell me what to do. You'll remember that. And then putting him in as mandatory without him even fighting a goddamn eliminator. Dillian Whyte versus the winner of Wilder Fury should be happening in May or June, as per the original agreement for when Dillian Whyte defeated Oscar Rivas. That's what we want. This WBC boycott 2020 is still in operation. From January the 1st, I will not cover any WBC sanctioned bout, with the exception of when Dillian Whyte fights, of course. I will not be covering or talking about the WBC, any sanctioned bout throughout any damn weight division. And that will include Wilder versus Fury. As much as, listen, I'm happy about that fight. But the order must be that Dillian Whyte must fight the winner immediately. Immediately. Not February 2021, just because you want to keep Dillian Whyte as far away from Wilder as you possibly can. The only way that I would probably accept Dillian Whyte fighting the winner in February 2021 is if Tyson Fury defeats Wilder. Of course, naturally, Deontay Wilder should get a rematch with Fury. Oh, hang on a minute. No, he shouldn't, because Tyson Fury is the fucking mandatory. When you've got a mandatory, guess what you don't have to do? You don't have to give a rematch. You only have to put rematch clauses in when it's a voluntary, right? So even then, yeah, scratch that. I want the winner to fight Dillian Whyte in May or June, maybe July, whatever suits Dillian Whyte, really. I want that, and I want it immediately. Dillian Whyte wants it immediately. All the boxing fans want it immediately. Whether you rate Dillian Whyte, whether you don't, whether you think he's great, whether you think he's garbage, whether you think Wilder's going to smoke him, whether you think Tyson Fury's going to dance rings around him, makes no difference. He deserves his shot at the WBC. He's been paying hundreds of thousands of pounds towards sanctioning fees over the past couple of years. He's owed this position, and he's owed a public apology from the WBC. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm out.